And then we will... Oh, there's a Burger King. Got my priorities straight. I'm not going to be looking at the numbers. I'm just going to go to Burger King. Hello everybody, welcome to Chaz Draycott Media and welcome to another episode of Microsoft Flight Simulator. Today we're on the ground at Barcelona El Prat International Airport and we are in, once again, the PMDG 737-800. We're flying for TUI today as Tomjet 6 Juliet Hotel. This is another charter flight. Thanks once again to James Harrison for chartering this flight here today. This is just on the borderline though, I must say, James, of what sort of length flight I'm allowing for these charters. This is a 2-hour 25-minute flight all the way up to East Midlands today, an airport that I've had a lot of interesting arrivals into in the 737 in the past, but I'm excited to get this one underway because I feel like I'm starting to get a grip with this aircraft a little bit more these days, so we'll see how it goes, shall we? Thanks once again, James Harrison, for chartering. I've got the aircraft set up so it's on a GPU cart and there's nothing else set up for me, so everything should be down to me to set up, unlike last time. Using the checklist that I got off Flight Sim TO, which is the Fly UK Aero one, and I'm using my VAT Sim scratchpad that you can get from a link in the description as well. So we're in the aircraft, we have just the GPU connected, so we're going to get GSX going first. We're going to get as much boarding stuff as we can. Let's go Swissport International. This jetway should come over. I'm pretty sure this is the Aerosoft GSX that we're... Sorry, this is the Aerosoft LEBL. It's not the best airport I've ever seen, but I think it's a freeware one, I think. I can't remember if I paid for this one or not. Again, it seems like... Hang on, let me check my graphics, because this happens all the time. Every single time I open the game, it goes to that instead of TAA. Everything else stays as it is, because it's all on high, but I've turned off the... Although depth of field is on. Why? It, like, resets all of my settings all the time, and it's really irritating. Sorry, my drink's in the way of what I can see. So TAA makes it a lot sharper. As you can see, everything's a lot more clean, and there's no sort of floating blur. What the hell was that? God, my folder with all of the documents of these in has just fallen over and the iPad has fallen off the shelf as a result. God, I absolutely cacked it. Right, let's get our battery and emergency power switched. Let's go up top and we'll do this actually. We'll get GSX to get everyone board in as well. So we've got battery and standby power, guard closed. Yep, left central fuel pump, no, but we want the aft fuel pump because that'll be for the APU. And we will start the APU in a bit. I'm not going to start it just yet, though. I'm going to put a logo light on, which I didn't do last time. I can't believe that I forgot to do that. Cabin lights are going to be as required. Emergency exit lights are already done. Oh, it's standby power is that. Make sure that's on. Seatbelt signs we're going to have on. We're going to do that ourselves today, not have it on auto. Packs go to either auto or high, so you'll now hear all the air come in. And we'll have the nav settings on the IRS mode selectors. Packs didn't seem to come on there. No, we will not attach the tug just yet. I didn't hear packs come on. Did you?
I didn't.
Okay, passengers are going to get boarded now, so they're going to come in. Oh god, are they going to walk in the air via this jetway? Because that jetway hasn't connected, or have they put some stairs on? No, there's no stairs. They're just going to probably walk through the door in the air. Ah, it's so annoying. I've got GSX profiles for all of these places, but for some reason they're in the right place, they're in the right folder, but for some reason my profiles never line up. I don't know if it's in a different location to what I think it is or what, but it's in users, Chaz, app data, roaming, virtuali, and then Microsoft Flight Simulator and GSX or whatever it is, whatever order those last two are in. Not a clue. Right, the nav will align, and I'm going to do some beauty shots of everyone boarding before we set up the FMC. We will connect to vPilot because obviously we need to connect to VAT Sim. So we are Tomjet 6 Juliet Hotel today, and we are still in AB 738. We'll connect, see who is around. I don't think there's much about here today at Barcelona. We'll have a look on the Navigraph charts because I can show you this as well, so we can zoom in on Barcelona. We're going to be on the NATP1 Tango from 6 left today. But what I also want to put on is this. So that should show us aircraft that are about. There's an aircraft just taking off, and they have gone off of... Well, that's their issue, not mine. I don't think that we should be using that runway. Don't think there's anyone else about, is there? No. Okay, there's no one about on VATSIM at this time in the morning anyway, so doesn't matter too much. But yeah, we're going out of here, going north, then we're going west a bit to join on to some airways this way, get to Nappy, and then continue going north, 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 all the way over Spain, all the way over France, and then we start to descend at Hemel in towards this lovely arrival at EGNX, and we're going to let it drop some height in all of this. We're just going to let the aircraft do that, go to up duck and around and back. I'm not going to cut out all those miles and go straight in. I'm going to let it do what it needs to do. I think it should go in a big circle like a hold and then get us in. So we'll do that and let it get away with it. We're on the ground at stand 122 here this morning, and if we're going to be taxiing to 6 left, it's going to be a very easy taxi down Tango 10 and Tango 11. So we're going to just write that down now. Let's carry on setting up the FMC, shall we? We'll go to enter IRS position, so we'll go to that position in it, and that will go in there. We'll then, yeah, that should be that. Route will go and we will select, yes, I know we've done that. Flight plan request. Oh, I know what I've done. There we go, got the sim brief data in. So if we now go to initref, route, flight plan request, sim brief route, so how do you get to this screen? Because I sometimes have gone past this screen without clicking set payload and set fuel. What I want to do is get the panel brightness switched up. I do like having the lights on in the 7.3 more often than not. We're going to whack that to TA only for now. There's nobody online here, so we're going to go to 2000 on the squawk code. We are going to get on to 122.8 though, just to be sure. We can load the route uplink. Very tasty. I was just about to say while it's doing that, we'll check the QNH. So if we get the departure, it should be... Ooh. I mean, it says on Volanta it's 1024. That's really weird, isn't it? I mean, it's 1024, I know that. So we're going to set that on here. It's set to INHUG at the moment. Put that to 1024 just down there. Fantastic. And we're going to put the constraints and things that go on there. I don't know. Next up then, we are going to now get our departure and arrival and stuff in. So departure today is going to be the NITP. Is it NITP? No, that's the wrong clipboard. Oh, that's the bong from GSX to say that boarding is completed. It's the NATP. God, there's so many for this airfield. What I should have done first is click the runway. NATP 1 Tango for 6 left. Cool. And then the arrival to East Mids is going to be the Hemel 1 Echo for ILS 27. And the transition is going to be Pigot. Lovely. So now if we go to legs and have a look down the route, see if there's any discontinuities. No, doesn't look like it. That's what we like to see. We'll climb. We're not going to be at 370 today. We're at 320. The cruise 320. It's got that. In terms of the other init ref, we need to do our perf. So we need a perf init request. Cost index shouldn't be 28 today. It should be 15, which is a very cheap flight. Block fuel should be 8.4 because we have 8307 as the block fuel today. So as it's just over 8.3, we obviously want to put 8.4 in. We're going to go flaps 5 for takeoff today. Runway 06 left. It knows what the speeds are already. It doesn't have the trim in at present. There we go. Trim is different. No descent path after that. Okay. Trim is 5.61. So hopefully this wheel behaves itself today. It's still doing this. It won't let me trim. I don't know why. It's really weird. Let me just check something because it's in the assistance options. AI auto trim is on. So adjust whether you want trim controls to be assisted to maintain level flight while cruising during free flight or supported activities. Some activities, remember, yeah, they restrict them. So if I turn that off, let's just see what the... No. My drink's in the way, so I can't see what I'm clicking. So now it allows me to do that. I wonder whether in the past, because I said, didn't I, in my last flight, the wheel was all over the place. I wonder whether I've just not been trimming the aircraft properly in the past, and that's what the issue has been. Or whether there's a setting in the plane for that. You know what I mean? The aircraft, I think, trims once you get in the air anyway. Let me just check in the assistance again, just see. it's literally just AI auto trim. Because obviously I've put this on a new PC, so some of the stuff from before is you know, reset, and I can't remember what I had on or off. We'll see how that goes, because it's obviously, it didn't auto trim to the right amount last time, and I don't know if that had any bearing on the disgusting takeoff that I had, but we didn't have a great time, did we? Sorry about that one. Right then, so carrying on, we've set the transponder. We want the IAS max speed, which will be V2 speed, so we want 151. I always go for that over the other one, just so it's a higher speed, so it's set a little bit more, well, safely. What is the runway heading today? We need to get that, so we need to go runway 6 left, information. Bearing is 064, so we need to come up here and go 064, just so we know we've got the heading in already. Initial altitude we need to set, so we need to get our chart for the departure. What is our initial climb clearance? Transition altitude is 6,000. Climb and maintain 6, and request flight level change en route. So we'll scroll that down to 6,000 feet. We need our yaw damper on, so that means we need to go upstairs. We need to put yaw damper. Pretty sure at this point we put the window heat and everything on. Yes. Window heat goes on all of them. Flight altitude set, which is 32,000 feet today. Scroll that up there for the pressure in the cabin. And the landing altitude, which is at East Midlands, which I think is quite high above sea level, is it not? Elevation is 282 feet, so we'll put 300 feet in the landing altitude. And then we put the flight directors, LNAV and VNAV, on at this stage, so let's see if they will behave themselves. Flight director on the captain's side, and then the first officer. VNAV, thank you. LNAV, beautiful. That's what we like to see. Auto brake will go to RTO. That's the next set. Then comms and radios and all that, and we are on frequency, and doors will be closed in just a moment's time. Let's see if that's something we can do on here these days, because I'm pretty sure you do get ground operations on here now. Do we close doors? Door management. Entry 1 left and entry 2 left closed. Cool. Okay, so now we've gotten the stairs away, we can get ready for pushback at this point. So before start checklist, we need to arm the auto throttle, which I'm going to do on here with my right thumb on the controls. Left, right and centre fuel pumps are going to be as required, so we put them on. I don't think we've got any fuel in the central tank, do we? Yes, we have half a ton in the central tank, so we can put that on, which is good to see. See that little 0.51 down there? There's only a little bit, so we may get a fuel warning not far into the flight that will basically tell us, you know, you've run out of fuel in your central tank, so turn the pumps off, because there's no point trying to draw fuel when there's nothing in there. The electric hydraulic pumps come on, which are these two switches here. Then we have the anti-collision light, which goes on. So before all of this, though, we need to start the APU, because that has not been started just yet, and it is being a bit of a pig to allow me to do it. So we'll go on and then start. Doesn't seem like the APU wants to come on, which is weird. Is the APU bleed off? Yeah? Can we turn... So we need to turn packs off and then do it? Let's try that. Okay, there we go. That's what we wanted. Right, the APU is now coming on, so we're going to put the anti-collision light on. That'll prepare us to get going shortly. Once the APU is available with this blue light here, we'll change the generators over to that and we can disconnect the ground power. Wondering what else. Propheat is on auto. I don't really see the need to put that on. There we go, APU gen is available. Switch that over, put the packs back onto auto just for a moment. We will be turning that off again in a minute to start the engine. So we'll put the packs off, then the APU bleed comes on. We need to disconnect the ground power, so we need to go down here to the FMC. We need to go menu, FS actions, ground services. Release that. Release the wheel chocks. Ask GSX to prepare for pushback and departure. You should hear him now. So basically what I've got is, for the moments where you need to hear GSX, I've got an audio channel with all my desktop audio on, and for ones where you don't need to hear it, I've got Flight Sim and VPilot and stuff isolated. Ready for pushback. What else do we need to check then? I think everything's all good. Feeling alright at the moment. Before this, we need to put the... It's there. We need to put engines on that down there, that screen. Let's check we're transmitting on V-Pilot. Barcelona traffic, Tomjet 6 Juliet Hotel, preparing to push back from stand 122, Barcelona. Don't think there's anybody else online actually at the moment. Let's have a little scout outside while they're messing about with this. Just fly the camera around a little bit. I can hear a plane somewhere. Is that just my APU? It's just my APU. Is that an actual aircraft? No, that's part of the scenery. Broken down aircraft do tend to be part of the scenery at Barcelona. Okay, so they've got the tug attached now, as you can see. We're going to face west on Bravo 10. Release parking brakes. Need to do it twice in the 737. Okay. All engines clear, so what we're going to do is go up top, we're going to turn the packs off, we're going to turn the APU bleed on, and we're going to turn the left-hand engine to ground. And we're going to get it ready to run. Should start spooling up on the left-hand side now. Nice. Let's put some fuel in. Okay, we'll wait till we've completed pushback and then we'll start the right-hand engine, but left-hand engine has got a good start. I think we ought to change over the gens now. Is that engine maybe? Well, we can't change the right one yet. Does the left one have enough power to run everything? Just thought about that, because isn't it with the Airbus you have to be running off the right-hand engine or something? I can't remember. Let's just go back to the APU just to be sure. I'm just playing that safe. We should be finished with pushback any second. It's not going to be a long taxi either. We're just going to go onto Bravo 10, then left, and then onto Tango, and then Zulu 7. We should be setting the parking brakes any time now. Pretty sure he's going to tell me. Yeah. There we go. Parking brakes are set. Okay, and now we're stationary. We're going to start the right-hand engine. So we go up top. We put that to ground. It will start to spool up on this right-hand side. The N2 should get past 20. Okay. Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed. N2, is it up? Is it N2? Yeah, N2 is past 20, so let's get some fuel in. Okay, smashing news. I think we're all good to go now. Has he shown us the... Ah, yeah, he's over there now. He's just wandered off. He should be behind the... Yeah, there he is. Look, he's got our pin, so that's all fine and dandy. Right then, before taxi. So we need to get the generators 1 and 2 on, so we need to do that. Get those switched over. Brilliant. Pro Peak goes on, apparently, so I'm going to do that anyway, just to be sure. Packs go to auto. And then we have isolation valve goes to auto. APU bleed comes off, and then the APU itself comes off as well. Engine start switch is going to continuous, right then left. And flaps get set as they need to be for takeoff. So we need to go flap 1, flap 2, flap 5. It wants us to verify takeoff speeds, so we need to just make sure that we do that. There's nothing else to do really, it's just taxi light now to pop that on and get moving. Barcelona traffic, Tomjet 6 Juliet Hotel, taxiing runway 06 left, Zulu 7 via Tango. Parking brake will come off. We'll put the engine, that screen back to normal. I'm going to put TFC on early on this. And let's push Piggy and get taxiing. Well, thanks once again.
Hotels now, 7 miles runway 24 right.
See, someone else is on 2-4 right at the moment. Let me just see. Let's come to a stop. This may be the first thorn in our side today. Barcelona traffic, just confirming it's 2-4s that are in use, is it?
Yeah, according to flight radar, they still use 2-4. A little bit strange with the wind of 360, but, you know.
Okay, no worries. I was just wondering what we were going off to make sure what runways we were using, so I may change to that now.
Yeah, I don't think they thought about it with that wind, but nothing to worry about, of course.
No worries, safe landing.
Safe takeoff.
Okay, so let's change over to the 2-4s, shall we? Let's go 2-4 right. We do have a tailwind for that, but it just seems daft. There should be a NATP departure. Yeah, NATP 1 Papa, so it's not a massive change. Cool. Okay, so I'll change to the NATP 1 Papa. Just for your information, that's the third departure I've had today, because I had 1 Sierra, because originally it put me on runway 20 for some weird reason, which would have been putting me across the airport, going that way. So we're going to change to 2-4 right. So we'll have a change of plans. I think it'll be Zulu 1 that'll be the holding point. I was controlling this place recently. Zulu 2, typical. Chaz gets it wrong. Okay, Barcelona traffic, change of plans for Tomjet 6 Juliet Hotel. We will taxi runway 24 right via Tango, holding at Zulu 2. So a bit of a longer taxi than planned, but it is what it is. I'd rather make sure that I'm using the runways that everyone else is using. So I didn't know whether it was, you know, customary to go off the runways that they were using in real life on flight radar. I often saw what SimBrief gave me and just sort of took that as gospel, but I suppose it's, you know, a bit of a, it's one of the only grey areas really on VATSIM, to be fair, but, you know, I like it when people are at least a little bit chatty and they don't, you know, put you down for not knowing stuff like that. But I guess in future, flight radar is what we'll have to keep our eye on. So we'll go left here, and then this is going to be Tango at the end here. So that's Sierra. Tango is the next one over, so we'll go to Sierra and then turn right onto Tango, because I think there's, Tango 1-1 is apparently that way. So weird, this place. Just make sure we're on Tango. Yeah, this is Tango all the way down. And there is the arriving traffic on the right hand side. What airline is he flying for today? It is Vueling. It's always nice to see a bit of traffic when you're flying. We'll make our way down then, shall we? Let's taxi all the way down Tango. A long old straight taxi, this one. Let's check how many right turns we need to count now. So we've got this one, we're literally just going past now, which is Papa 3. We've got Papa 2, then we cross runway 20. So it's our, well, we'll know which one it is because there's 3 taxiways in one go, basically. Barcelona traffic, Tomjet 6 Juliet Hotel will cross runway 20. No one's mentioned anything. It's nice to actually hear someone talking on VATSIM as well. You'll all know that one of my pet hates recently has been the fact that people aren't really talking on VATSIM. Hello, where are you going? We've had our fair share of close calls with ground vehicles in the last few weeks. It's lovely that they're animated, but they sometimes don't seem to wait for aircraft. Straight over 20, it won't be used if the 2-4s are in use. There's the Iberia maintenance hangar, which is cool. I can tell you that it doesn't look that clean and pretty these days. I was at Barcelona Airport just 2 weeks ago, and it certainly doesn't look that beautiful anymore. So we've got this one, this right-hander here, and then we're going to be coming off on the third one. Barcelona traffic, Tomjet 6 Juliet Hotel will line up runway 24 right at Zulu 2. We need to get everything in order, so we need to go fuel flow, reset, then rate. We need to put TFC on, which we've already done. The fuel pumps are all good, takeoff data, yep, we just need to get our landing lights on, which are just up here. Runway turn-offs, taxi light comes off. We want the strobe light all the way up. We've got flaps set to 5, so our takeoff config is ready. Transponder needs to be TA and RA. That's all we need to do now. Okay. Thanks once again, James Harrison, for chartering this today. 2.5 hour flight up to the wonderful East Midlands Airport, just near the racing circuit Donington Park, which I frequent.
Barcelona traffic, Tom Jet 6 Juliet Hotel, departing 24 right.
Here we are, lined up. Building up the thrust. Love the base of this thing. And let's go. Airspeed's alive. 80 knots. 100 knots.
V1.
Rotate. Positive rate of climb. Gear up. Fantastic. Very potent departure. Off the coast of Barcelona, we need a big right turn here. Quite an immediate right turn. Yeah, the trim wheel is already doing things, so maybe I just don't have AI auto trim on. See what I mean? It's doing it for me. Lovely. Sounds great, this thing. I've not got the Boris sound pack or anything yet. I don't feel I need it. I'm happy with how the 737 sounds already. Up we go. Flying to that screen. I've just realised something. Have you realised? I'm going to put the autopilot in. Yep. Yep. Really. We need to go to the next waypoint. Fuel is all good, so we can take those central hubs off. We changed it on here, but not on there, so we need to go to Vibok. So we're now turning towards Vibok. Getting to within 6,000 feet. Our initial altitude. We need to move Dillon up there, and then Evnam, and then there. Oh! No, maybe not. So we are Vibok. Straight to Nappy, and then we want to take out Dillon. Wants us to reset MCP altitude, Nappy, and then Evnam. And we're going to get that to go all the way up to flight level 320, which is our cruising altitude today. Remaining calm, remaining calm. Altitude intervene. Flaps need to come up. Not great at managing this thing, am I? No descent path, I know it's fine. Come out of standard pressure, into standard pressure. Plane will climb. Just realised we need to hit LNAV as well. Not on intercept heading, so we need to do a big turn that way. Oh, dearie me. At least we've got a pretty sight of Barcelona below us. Everything else is going wrong, but at least we've got buildings to look at. Not something an airline pilot should say, really. Well, it almost went well, didn't it? We didn't put clock on either.
484 Charlie, when arriving at Barcelona, will expect between the gates of 272 and 214 at Terminal 1.
Life story there from that guy. What a beautiful sight, though. Wow. Very pretty. Having the graphics and everything turned up has really made a difference to just how enjoyable this is. Not on intercept heading, we will be. So let's have a look at the descent path here then, after DTY36. Yeah, that's alright. DTY38 I think is the one it goes on about, so it's alright if we're not on that, because at the end of the day we're above 10,000 feet, so landing lights come off, seatbelt signs can come off as well. Do we need to do anything with any of these lot? Gear lever needs to go down to the off position. Auto brake needs to come off as well. I think that's it, isn't it? Oh, engine start switches into the off position instead of continuous. Cool. We should be on an intercept heading now. No? Oh god, come on. Intercept it, you pig. There we go. Alright. So we've got the intercept heading now. We can turn the range up on this. and we can continue on our flight. Enjoy a beauty shot for a second while I get my head back on.
Speedbus 484 Charlie, going to try and rise, and then on final runway 24 left right, and Barcelona.
Okay, about to get to 20,000 feet now, just getting to Vibok. Sorry about the issues with the initial departure change and all that. I bet we've got quite a funny flight route actually on Volanta, let me show you. Yeah, look, we took off, went this way and then all the way around here, then the aircraft intercepted it, and then it's got us going over here now to go up there. Yeah, it doesn't look great, does it? But it is what it is. It's one of those things, it happens sometimes. It's very easy to just change the navigation on something like Navigraph and then think that you've done it in the aircraft and forget to do it in the aircraft. There's a lot of these things that you have to sort of sync up and do, and you know me, I'm an idiot, I forget, but I honestly do enjoy flying the 737. There's a lot more you have to do than in the Airbus, and I really enjoy that about it. There's more switches and things to flick, there's more things to keep more of an active eye on. So it just feels like you're doing a bit more hard work and a bit more hard flying, you know? There's more knowledge to rely on, I think. And that's, yeah, with no disrespect to anyone flying the Airbus, because you all know how much I love flying the Airbus and how simple it can be sometimes. But I do like flying this tractor, as Drew calls it. We're already reaching 27,000 feet right now, so not too far away from the 32,000 foot cruise that we're at. Hopefully it's still got that in. No. Stupid plane. Don't know why it does that. We have 32,000 feet in our flight plan. It knows that we're climbing to that, but it said that before in that menu, so I don't know why. Yeah, DTY 28, it doesn't have a descent path after, so let's have a little look at that, shall we? 28 to there. Interesting that it's not got a descent path. Doesn't have like an angle or anything like that, like a heading or anything. It's weird. We'll tell the aircraft manually at that point what we want from it. Feeling alright at this point though. We're about to get to cruise, which will be in the not too distant future. What a gorgeous day to go flying. Very clear once again. I'm pretty sure the weather at the other end is alright as well. Let's have a quick look on here. Why is it not doing that? It's weird, isn't it? If I show you Volanta, you can see it's 1015 HPA at the moment. Broken clouds, 010, 14 knot winds. What are the winds there? 7 knots, 090 at 7, so 210 at 14. That's quite a headwind. Little slight crosswind for east mids, but yeah, that's not too shabby actually. Just checking my PC, because I always check these things. You know, when I'm flying, because I've spent so long with a PC that's using all of its capability to get decent-ish graphics out of it, especially on something like Flight Sim and Record. I always check the temperatures. Now, I've got a CPU cooler that's got a screen on the front that tells you the GPU and CPU temps. And the GPU is running at 54 degrees at the moment, and the CPU is running at 52. And this is running on high and recording at the same time, so it's barely stretching its legs. And yeah, I love this PC, man. It's so good. It's only a 4070 Super, so it's not the best card in the world, but it's just got so much headroom to be able to run 2020 that it's, yeah, it just does the job so well, and I love it. I really love it. Any moment now we should get a beep or some sort of noise. Right on cue. That means now we're within 1,000 feet of the altitude we have requested out of the aircraft, and then we're going to be in cruise nice and soonish. Only been in the air for sort of 15 minutes or so. Then again, last time it took me 25 minutes to get to cruise altitude because I sat at 7,000 feet for ages before going anywhere. But before long, it'll be time to cruise. The block time today is 2 hours 25 minutes. Air time is 1 hour and 57, so it's going to be quite a long cruise for this one. I'm just going to change this over to plan and have a quick look at when the top of descent will be. It should be just before we get to, yes, I was going to say Hemel. So we've got quite a while before that. What's the distance between Avant and Hamel? 62 miles. So we click descent. 10:50 Zulu is going to be the top of descent. Right now it is 9:41. So we've got basically an hour in cruise here before we then come back down. So once we hit that cruise, which we have just done now, then I'll be able to go and get myself a new drink, because this is getting quite empty. I've also got some wonderful chocolate chip cookies lined up for today's in-flight snack, because obviously I live a very healthy lifestyle, and I'm going to go and enjoy those and hopefully have a very safe and tasty flight out of this. It's a gorgeous day, so no problems in any way from anything up here. Oh, hello. London Centre, please contact me 129430. That's perfect timing, isn't it? 129430. I was just about to say it's time to get back in the cockpit and start planning our descent. London Centre is online. They've just come online as well. So it is London Control 129430. Write that down.
170 Echo, turn left heading 305. When established, 27 left, send with the glide path.
129430.
Right at 9 Sierra Yankee, direct to Oxford.
So he's doing a lot at the minute. Is this guy? He's controlling all of this.
Virgin 123 right, clear, take off 27 right, the wind 230 at 12.
Wow, okay.
Good take off from 27 right,
So,
Virgin 123 right then.
What arrival are we on? Oh, there's so many people wanting to check in. We're on the Hamel.
One behind the departing A350, runway 27 radar strip.
He's doing Heathrow as well. Let's check what stand we're going to be on as well.
29 Jeremy, they've just spawned in with an aircraft a mile ahead of you. Turn right heading 360 degrees.
Oh dear.
Right heading 360.
Ouch. They just spawned in because they see people are online.
London Control, Tomjet 6 Juliet Hotel with you, flight level 320.
Tomjet 6 Hotel, London morning, squawk 5373, Hamel 1 Echo.
5373, Hamel 1 Echo, thank you.
5373. Rock 385 is the A321 Gatwick descent.
Why do people start their sentence with and when they check in? I don't get it. 5373, QNH is apparently 1015 on the ground down there. We're going to be runway 27 on the way in at Hamel 1 Echo. So we need to prepare for our top of descent, so we need to get the checklist out. Crack on with this. We need to get the ATIS and airport information. Oh god, big issue there. So we need to do... Oh yeah.
Tomjet 6 Juliet Hotel, direct Hamel.
Direct Hamel, Tomjet 6 Juliet Hotel.
Okay, so direct Hamel. Okay, now we're going direct Hamel. So let's get all of this information in, shall we? So we need to reset the MCP altitude, which is the main thing. We need to check the arrival. Flight level 080 at Pigott, and then it is, we intercept at 2,000 feet. So we'll change that to 8,000. 8,000. Oh, there's a lot of blocking going on. Wow, this guy is going to have a busy day. There's a lot of stuff going into Heathrow as well, so he's going to have a lot of work on his hands. FMC approach speed ref is what it wants. What it wants is... we're going to go flaps 40, 139er, and we need to do What else is it? Oh yeah, we need to get the ILS localizer course and frequency. That's what we need. So it is 10935. So it's 10935.
25 Bravo Cliff, take off 27 right, the wind
Oh, there's a lot of
23012.
blocking. 268 final approach course. Sorry.
123, hold out for 3.
263?
Eurowing 1.
268. So 268. Again on this side, and then we need to. Oh, what did I just switch? I don't know what I switched. 109.35 on this. Smashing. 109.35 is not right apparently. Is that right? Oh. Oh, I've not changed it. There we go. That's why. So we need to pay attention now. So we've got the VNAV path in at 8,000 feet. We need to get the HPA in, which is 1015. So see this STD here. When I change this, it'll obviously say 1015 underneath that. So that's got the pressure ready for when we get down there. Okay, let's carry on and listen to some ATC for a little bit, shall we?
Tomjet 6 Juliet Hotel, descend flight level 280.
Flight level 280, Tomjet 6 Juliet Hotel.
280. So he wants me down, so it's not down to my flight plan at this point. Interesting. So let's go down 280. So he's got me descended a bit early. Okay, let's listen.
Virgin 25 Bravo, climb flight level 100.
Climb flight level 100, Virgin 25 Bravo.
Virgin 103 Mike, climb flight level 150.
Climb flight level 150, Virgin 103 Mike.
Lot 1 Victor Zulu, turn right, heading 180 degrees.
Right, 180, lot 1 from Zip. London Control, good afternoon, beauty 4 Tango X-ray, flight level 350, climbing 400.
Beauty 490, direct to Gapley, climb flight level 400.
Climb flight level 400, beauty 4 Tango X-ray.
And direct to Gapley.
Direct Gapley, beauty 4 Tango X-ray.
Virgin 25 Bravo, direct Oxor.
Direct Oxor for Virgin 25 Bravo.
Super direct Tango, line up on way 27 right.
Alpha weight is right to direct Tango.
Austrian 45 extra Delta, climb flight level 290.
I've got the 290, Austrian 45 extra Delta.
Lot 1 Victor Zulu, turn right, heading 250, Pit Island approach, runway 27 left.
Right 250, extra ILS 27 left. Lot 1 Victor Zulu.
Super 960, MES speed 160 knots or greater until 4 DME.
160 greater until 4, speed 400.
Easy 865 kilo, climb now, flight level 80. Ryanair 32 Charlie Golf, turn left, heading 085.
Standing is 085 for 32 Charlie Golf.
Super 123, climb now, flight level 170.
170, 123 heavy.
Super 3 X Tango Cliff, take off 27 right, the wind is 23012.
Please take off 27 right, speed 3 X Tango.
Tomjet 4 Bravo X-ray, monitor Unicom, goodbye.
Unicom, goodbye, thanks for the HG.
Eurowings 10 Delta, request taxi.
Eurowings Delta, taxi left, first left, then Papa Alpha Sierra, hold Alpha 2.
Taxi first left, Papa Alpha Sierra, and then Alpha 2.
And London Runway 385 is ready for taxi.
2170 Echo, call ground 121-705. 960, Mia, clear to land 27 left, wind 23012.
Clear to land runway 27 left, Silver 960 Romeo.
Ryanair 32 Charlie Golf, descend flight level 70.
Silver 170, Ryanair 32 Charlie Golf.
Easy 69 Charlie Hotel, descend flight level 80.
Descend flight level 80, easy 16 Charlie Hotel.
Station for taxi, just call sign.
Shamrock 385.
Shamrock 385, hold at Mike 1.
Hold Mike 1, Shamrock 385.
Nice and busy, isn't he? Nice and busy. Okay. So we're just getting to 28,000 feet now, which is where he's asked us to be. So I'm being a good boy.
Tomjet 6 Juliet Hotel, descend flight level 220.
Flight level 220, Tomjet 6 Juliet Hotel.
Virgin 103 Mike, monitor Unicom, goodbye.
220. Let's get that all the way down. To be fair, Hemel is 220 restriction anyway. Just putting a bit of speed brake in just to help it. There's a lot going on.
2552, first left, give way to Aer Lingus, hold Mike 1.
Wow, he's good. He's good. Who is it? Does it say?
We're ready, 385.
If we go on here, does it say? No, I don't think it does say. Usually it does it not? Yeah, it normally says people's names. But no. Oh well.
What one?
Kilo 1 Lima,
more blocking.
bye-bye.
He'll get us on Unicom before too long. Speed brakes out. Gonna put the auto brakes on 2 for today's landing. Get that all prepared ahead of time. We now have to just keep an eye on everything really with the seatbelt signs as well. We're going to put those back on. It's busy, so there's no point saying anything like thank you for your service, but whoever this is, very good.
22552, surface wind is 23010, runway 26 left, clear for takeoff.
26 left, that's Gatwick, I believe.
3 Echo Tango, climb flight level 150.
So if it's 27s, it'll be Heathrow. 26, it'll be Gatwick. 22, it'll be Stansted. He should tell me to go away in a minute. We'll be out of his airspace just before Hemel. We're about to get there now, as you can see.
Tom Jet 6 Juliet Hotel, monitor Unicom, goodbye.
Monitor Unicom, goodbye. Tom Jet 6 Juliet Hotel.
There we go. Nice little flurry of activity for a few minutes there, which is cool to see. But now it is time to get the aircraft down and on its way in. We want 8,000 feet, so I'm going to continually tell this now to go all the way down to 8,000. It should carry on descending once we get past 22,000, so we'll see. We'll put some speed brakes in and we'll ask it for 250 knots, and we'll hopefully be able to manage this descent in a tidy way that means I don't have to overdo it. Obviously I'm not going to take a load of track miles out this time like I did the previous time I came to East Mids, because obviously that little loop that we do is very important. We'll see how the aircraft behaves. We're below 22,000 feet now and we've turned left at Hemel. The concerning bit is this pattern here and how it manages that, but I think it'll go around and then go around again, and it's just a big loop basically. Where's this guy been? This guy's going in a straight line by the look of it. I think he's going to overfly the airfield and then maybe go around it. I don't know. What height is he at? He's at 1,500 feet. Oh, he's in a very small aircraft. He's in some sort of Robinson or something. Okay, we've turned and we are now descending down to 8,000 feet. Aircraft is doing it nice and slowly. I've got some speed brakes in to try and help it out, and we'll try and just keep it at 250 knots. That way that when we get down to 10,000 feet, the aircraft doesn't level out to slow down to then continue descending. Okay, it's put a bit of power in now, so I'm going to see whether it winds the engines back, because obviously I'm taking the speed brakes out. It is winding them back slightly, but look, we are gaining speed still. We've asked it for 250, and it's just continuing to accelerate. Obviously, there we go. See, why didn't you just do that before, plane? Strange. Okay, just having another little look over the checklist while we continue to descend. We've got the altimeter ready to go on 1015. We've got the localizer frequency and course. Yeah, it's just a case of getting the landing lights on under 10,000 feet now. We've got the auto brakes ready. We're going to arm the speed brakes when we get a bit closer. Smashing, think we're alright. We'll have a look on the plan and see what the aircraft seems to think of this upcoming circle. Okay, yeah. It's got us going in a bit of an oval to lose some height, so that should be okay. We'll play ball, see what it's got to do for us, because at the end of the day we've come over, let me show you, we've come over London and Heathrow and all that, so obviously there's only a short distance between here and the airfield, so they've got this loop in to lose height, because this is an area where there's not a massive amount going on, to be honest. Is that Birmingham International? Yeah, Birmingham International. It's an airport I've not actually flown from in flight sim before. There's an F-35 there. Valor 88, that's cool. Look at that, from Lakenheath, and he's doing some mucking about in, I think that's near, is that near Bala Lake? Yeah, that's the Mach Loop that he's been flying through. That's really cool. What speed's he at right now? But he's flying 600 knots, so he's almost supersonic. The aircraft is holding us now around 250 knots, and we're at 14,000 feet. Just bit me tongue. And I'm feeling very confident. I just wanted to make sure the speed brakes were definitely not out then. I'm feeling confident in this, so that we can lose the height and lose the speed. We've got a big crosswind of 59 knots coming from our front left. That's not the end of the world. So look, there it is. There's the idea. So we go right here at upduck, then around to pivot, and then around to that again. So you sort of just loop on yourself. It doesn't look very pretty on stuff like that, but it does make sense. It looks prettier on this look. So we're turning right and going wee, and then back around. So we need to be at 8,000 feet by the time we get to, I think it's Upduck, Pigott. Pigot's 8,000 feet. Big right turn that was, towards Upduck. There's no speed restrictions or anything, it's just altitude restrictions of 8,000 feet via Pigott. We will obviously ask the aircraft to go down to 2,000 feet past that point, because I'm pretty sure, yeah, there's nothing else in terms of a step down. So we get to 8,000 feet and we go in past these waypoints, and there is East Mids, so we need to go sort of round and then that way. I mean, I'm happy at the moment, I'm happy to see what the plane does. We're going to do this big long left turn in a second where we'll lose even more altitude. 11,500 feet at present. Okay, so we've straightened out slightly because it's sorted the curve out nicely. We're going to go with the landing lights now because we're below 10,000 feet. And yes, we're continuing on this curve. Very pleased. Very pleased. Lovely scenery and a lot of cloud out of the window. Obviously it was a very clear and beautiful day when we left Barcelona, but unfortunately now we're getting to British weather and there's a lot of cloud in the sky. Okay, and there's the 8,000 feet that we wanted. Someone a bit far away. Oh, he's having a good old chat, this guy. Okay, we're going to ask the aircraft for 5,000 feet. Some profile at the end of the day. But yeah, in terms of the arrival, 220 knots at Pigott it wants, so we'll tell it that. We're now turning at Pigott, so we're a little bit fast here, but that's okay. I think it gets you to there because gets you to 220 knots because it's a tighter turn. I need to click altitude intervene again, I think. It's holding the altitude at the moment. I think that's because it's a restriction, I don't know. DTY25 is 080, 70 above, 5,000 or above, and then 4,000. Okay, that's alright then. It didn't come up with the restrictions on there. Oh, there they are, look. It's just because they're not in purple. Okay, all is fine. Look at this blanket of cloud that we're floating over at the moment. It's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous as we complete our turn. As you can see, we've been in the air for an hour and 45 minutes at the moment. Should be about another 10 to 15 minutes in the sky, I think, before we make it in. Where is our... how would we do index approach? Does it say? No, it doesn't say what time we're going to get in. It's alright. Should now level out in a straight line. There we go. For DTY25. I've asked it for 5,000 feet, so it'll descend when we get past a restriction. We'll let East Midlands know at least. How far are we from the airport? Is that total? No, that's additional. Say 25 miles or so. Actually, we can just check on here, can't we?
East Midlands traffic, Tomjet 6 Juliet Hotel on the Hemel 1 Echo arrival, about 25 miles to run for runway 27, East Mids.
It has been so lovely to get back on VATSIM today and have a lot of talking going on around me. I've thoroughly enjoyed that. I sort of lost my faith with it a little bit in the last couple of episodes, just simply with the fact that people weren't talking and nobody was communicating. And there we go, there is the descent coming in to get us down to 5,000. We ideally want to be down at 2,000, so I'm going to wind that all the way back to 2,000 feet. And we're going to let the aircraft now manage the speed. We're not going to put any flaps in yet. It's one of those things with the 737, you put the flaps in to tell the aircraft, I'm expecting to come back to this speed, and the aircraft goes, yeah, okay, I'll join you. 070 above at this waypoint, and now it'll continue. 5,000 or above at the next one. Gaining a bit of speed here, so put some speed brakes in. This is very much ILS flying this, because as you can see there's not a humongous, not ILS, IFR flying. As you can see, there's not a massive amount in there to go from visually. Aircraft is descending very quickly, but it is also gaining speed while it does it. Well, we're at 2,000 feet a minute down at the moment, so when we get into that turn we should slow down quite a lot. Just going to keep my eyes fixed on all of this. The airport is over there somewhere. I think it is just over there actually. No, can't quite see it just yet. With the rate of descent that we're doing, we're struggling to actually drop the speed. We're dropping the height though, which is the main thing. Do we need some flapping? Do we just give it one notch? Yeah, there we go. Okay. The aircraft should be on idle though. I've got the full speed brakes out as well. It's figuring out the speed now, so it's leveling out a little bit. It's got the ground speed up. Okay, here comes the speed now coming down. Another notch of flaps going in. It's getting down to flap 2 speed. It's gradually dialing it back now, 184.
East Midlands traffic, Tomjet 6 Juliet Hotel, turning to establish on the ILS, runway 27, East Mids.
Let's get approach armed. It's got it. It's got glide slope already, so it's going to follow that glide slope now, hopefully. Next notch of flaps. I'm going to tell it what the approach speed is. I think it was it 139. So gone down to flaps 5, down to flaps 10. It'll probably beep at us now. 10 mile final. East Midlands traffic, Tomjet 6 Juliet Hotel, 10 miles to run, ILS 27, East Midlands. Okay. Everything is ready as far as I know. We just need to get the gear down, which we can do now. And then we'll get the flaps down all the way as well. It might beep at me while I do this because obviously we've not got the gear down yet. It hasn't figured that out, but we're going to go full flaps. Hell of a descent
2500
into East Mids. We are 6 miles away. I don't see the runway. I think it's there. Yes, there is the runway. Runway in sight. Cool. You have to sort it out quite quickly on the way here. You have to be ready for it. You have to be ready on those flaps. We're at our VREF speed. Okay, time to arm the speed brakes, because stupidly I've left them in that whole time. Auto brake is on 2. Welcome to East Mids. Thanks again, James Harrison, for the charter of this flight here today. Hope you're enjoying it, mate.
East Midlands traffic, Tomjet 6 Juliet Hotel, 5 mile final.
We are on 122.8, aren't we? Yeah. Okay. When we get the 1000 call out is when I'm going to take control. What sort of crosswind have we got? 32 knot headwind at the moment. Very windy. Don't know if there's an aircraft on the ground or not there. It seemed like there was someone on TCAS a minute ago. That's now disappeared. Aircraft has gone past the 2,000 feet that we asked for. We got the glide slope nice and early. There's the power plant thing over to the right. Oh, that's so cool. Haven't noticed that before. Okay. For once, I've gotten the approach to East Midlands sort of right. It's just floating its way in now at a very slow speed. Yeah, there is an aircraft on TCAS. 1,300 feet below us, so I think it's an aircraft that's on the ground. Might be that helicopter. I don't know. Once we get the 1000 call out, that's when aircraft is mine. Hands are on the controls and ready to go. Looks like it's moving around a lot. This might be quite the fight to get it into East Mids here. I'm excited. Radio altitude isn't descending very quickly. Should have about 10 seconds. Then we'll get 1000. 3, 2, 1.
1000.
There it goes. Okay, let's take over. Needs quite a bit of power. Fighting. We're fighting already. We're having a hell of a scrap, I can tell you. I'm not sure if you can see me left hand dancing around on this stick, but I feel like an idiot. You've got to match the nose with the power. It's weird. You've got like move your hands in the opposite direction. So as soon as you point the nose down, obviously you've got to dial it back on the power, and then vice versa again. As soon as you point the nose up, you've got to
500.
push back on the power. I'm holding the V-speed quite nicely, I feel.
400.
A little bit low at the moment. 3 red on the pappies.
200.
Okay, we recovered it nicely. Recovered it nicely.
100. 50.
Wow.
40. 30. 20. 10.
Whoa. Come on, reverses. Come on. God, the reverses always take ages to kick in. It's like as soon as I go full all the way back on the axis, it doesn't like it. Is that a 757 over there? We can get off here, I think. It looks to be a 757 over there. Cool. Welcome to East Midlands, everybody.
East Midlands traffic, Tomjet 6 Juliet Hotel, clear of runway 27.
Let's just get past this line here and then we will park it up for a sec before we taxi. Nice. Good stuff. So after landing checklist then, let's just go over everything to make sure. We have the transponder which goes off, we'll put it into standby. And we then have the flaps which get retracted. Put those all the way up, speed brakes go back down. Landing lights come off. Runway turn-offs should have gone on, but we'll put the taxi light on. Strobe light goes to what it should have been on earlier. The engines, I always forget about the engine modes when we're coming in. It should go to continuous and then you put them back to off again. We need the APU to start, so we need to just make sure that we get that thing going. And then the probe heat comes off from up here. Just goes back to auto, to be fair. And then the auto brake comes off as well, which is down here. Beautiful. Okie dokie. Then we just need to make sure we have our stand selected. I did choose one earlier on today. I chose stand 12. And we're going to get there via Alpha and Quebec. So let me just write that down. We vacated at Mike, and it's Alpha and Quebec. Like I say, welcome to East Mids, everyone.
East Midlands traffic, Tomjet 6 Juliet Hotel, taxiing stand 12 via Alpha, Mike. Alpha Quebec, apologies.
Okay, I feel like that went really well today. Obviously the departure and all that issue was, yeah, me being an idiot. There's a lot of static aircraft on the ground here at East Midlands. I will go and have a look at whatever the hell that thing was over on the cargo ramp, as I believe it was a 757. I think it's the eastern apron, is it not? Central apron. It'll be stand... Ooh, let's go 12 left. Okay, little stutter as everything loaded in. I hope all that stuff there isn't mine. Yeah, that's stand 2-3 and 2-4 over there. I think that just in front of us is the aircraft online at stand... what are they, 1-4? That is Alpha November Charlie Zulu. An aircraft that we have flown multiple times on the channel. Oh, don't tell me. And this is 1-2. Taxi light off. There we go, nice and slowly. We're going to turn in. There's a tug-like vehicle in the way, which hopefully will bugger off. Bugger off. We have to drive around him. Shift. Cretin. And then we will... Oh, there's a Burger King. Got my priorities straight. I'm not going to be looking at the numbers. I'm just going to go to Burger King. I'm just crawling to make sure that we get on that straight line. Come on. Come on. I know these bits are a little bit weird because I leave them uncut, but come on. Oh, nearly. Can we let it creep forward? No. We'll just put it on the parking brake. So, after we have parked, parking brakes are set, engine fuel control levers go off, so that's the first thing to do. And we do that by coming down here. Oh, we need to make sure the APU is on. Yep. Let's switch over to the APU gen. Smash in. That should be noted on the checklist as the first thing to do. Engine, 2, and then 1. Right then, and next on the list is to get ground contact and stuff. We're not going to do that. We're going to do the passenger seatbelt signs can come off. The anti-collision light comes off. APU bleed goes on. And then the fuel pumps come off, except for obviously that front left one, because that is the APU fuel pump. Electronic hydraulic pumps come off, isolation valve goes to open, flight directors come off, and then we will just need GPU after that basically, but we've got enough fuel for now. Smashing! And that's us here on the ground at East Midlands, everybody. It's been a really solid flight today here in the 737. I know, again, the departure was a little bit naff, but we sorted it out. Thank you so much to James Harrison for chartering this one. Hope you've enjoyed it, buddy. And yeah, obviously a lot more charters still to go, and I'm thoroughly enjoying them. I think we're back in the Airbus next time, so that should be a nice little change, but the 737 has served us well for the last few flights, and I'm really, really enjoying it. That's all for now, though. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Have a great day.